hyped this time.
Oh no, Saucy Jeff.
Sus Jeff.
Yeah, Saucy Jeff.
Sus Jeff, did he have a couple of questions lined up for us?
Yeah, get to them in the end. Very
Jeffy
sus
Lau Lau.
questions. Yeah, Jeffy Lau Lau.
We're going back to Sydney. This will be up on Sunday. We'll be back in Sydney on Wednesday. Or you're going Tuesday, right?
Yep. Monday night. I'll be arriving
Oh,
Sydney on
yeah.
Tuesday and getting keen for KO.
Bro.
See the boys.
Yeah, so this podcast will be up Sunday. We'll be back in Sydney with the boys during next week, and we'll be there for a week.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Are you guys going pretty much specifically for KO knockout?
Well, yeah, I probably wouldn't be going back to Sydney. The guys in Sydney probably won't want to hear this, but I wouldn't be going back to Sydney if KO wasn't on.
Yeah.
I got an eye appointment and then I got KO and then I want to see the boys pat
It will
my
be good
dog.
though, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just touching base with the fam about it. You guys are going back as well, so
And
I
the
thought
boys.
it'd be easy. Yeah, and the boys too, but yeah.
We're going to see each other?
To be honest, I don't really miss many people. From
Should we
Sydney.
crash
I
at
barely
Blake's
miss
place?
my family. What'd you say?
Shall we crash at Blake's place?
We just all stay together.
I think my family will let me sleep there. Should be alright.
Will.
I'll sleep anywhere. I don't care.
As in my parents' place where I was sleeping before, they'll probably let me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Did your
Is that-
mum like get rid of the bed and knock down the walls of your
No,
bedroom or something?
I assume I'm still allowed to
Have you
go home.
you covered that with her?
I didn't even consider it, to be honest. I'm surprised you even...
What about you, Isaac? You still rocking the floor?
Yeah, of course. No, at
I
home,
can sleep anywhere.
at home I have a different setup. So at home, I put the mattress up and I sleep on the frame and it has what do you call it? Just wood.
So you're telling me you got a bed frame,
I got a bed
then
frame.
you got a mattress on top. You take the mattress off, put it over on the wall, lean it on the wall,
Yeah,
and then you lie down on the wooden
on the wood. Yeah.
the
So
wooden
you use the
planks.
mattress for
And
some-
my mattress has a heated thingy over it.
Wait,
so-
and then you put a mini mattress on top of that. What do you mean?
yeah, I put a gym mat over the
Oh,
wood
little
for insulation.
A little
But
gym mat.
my mattress has like a heater. So
The one
back
you
when-
don't sleep on?
yeah, back when I used it like 6 years ago, I'll turn it on, let it cook, and then I'll dive under the sheets and it'll be so warm.
6 years ago.
Is that when you used
Bruh.
to sleep on a bed?
Yeah, the last time I slept on the bed consistently was like 6 years ago.
That's wild, man.
So why did you start sleeping on the floor? I don't think we've covered that yet.
Oh, I slept on the floor because when I went to China, it was just very comfortable. When I was in primary school, I'd always have back pain and I'd feel really crap in the morning getting up. Always have to try to massage it and make it feel better. Go to the chiropractor, get all the knots out. But now when I sleep on the floor or on my hard bed frame, I don't get like an ounce of pain at all. And it just makes me feel more makes me feel more uncomfortable.
More primal, more masculine.
Yeah, exactly. It makes me feel uncomfortable, so I don't stay in my bed long when I
And you're not
That's
bed.
actually
wake up.
that actually makes a lot of sense.
So when I wake up, my bed is so uncomfortable, I'm forced to wake up, basically. I'm forced to get out.
Live in discomfort.
Yeah. I hate comfort.
Tell us more.
More? What other practices do I do? Calisthenics.
Why do you hate comfort?
I hate comfort because it's comfortable.
Why
I
is
just
comfortable?
love-
Why is
why?
comfortable bad?
Comfortable is bad because it just makes me feel dull. I want to be sharp. I want to be on top of my game. I want to be getting the ball rolling every single day. I work out. Now that I'm in Burleigh, I have access to P3, and now that my foot's getting better, I can soak it. And so I've been going to the ice baths every single day. Today was day 6. It's been really nice because I feel jolted in the morning. What I do when I wake up from the floor is I order an Uber straight away while I haven't even taken out my night contacts. And so the Uber driver arrives to my house. As I'm brushing my teeth, they arrive. The 5-minute timer starts. I jet down the stairs, get into the Uber without even being able to open my eyes properly.
So you thrust yourself into action.
Yeah, so order the Uber as soon as I get off the floor, and then I'm in the ice bath. I get into the hot water to cool myself down and then just switch between
Or
the
warm
2
yourself
pools.
up.
Yeah. And then I don't even remember what I said. It kind of lets your muscles breathe. It contracts and and
Dilates.
then dilates, lets
blood
more
vessels.
blood vessels, increase your red blood cell count. You let oxygen into your muscles, and it just has a lot of
Benefits.
benefits. Yeah.
So how often or how long do you spend in the ice bath?
So I spend 4 minutes at P3 because that's just what the timer is. But when I go to ice bath meetups in Sydney, where there's just a tub and they pour ice inside there, I can stay there as long as 27 minutes. Is the longest I've been in the ice bath before I got bored. And I mainly got out of that because there was no warm up process. I just had to go into the ocean water and then blast the heaters in my car to not get hypothermia. So I didn't want to
Which
stay
you probably
any longer.
already had after 27 minutes in there.
Nah, I don't think I got it. I would have been blue if I had hypothermia, I reckon. I was pretty fine. I was just really shaky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm obsessed with the ice baths as well. I go 3 times a week. So we do 4-minute rounds and 4 rounds, so about 16 minutes of cold exposure.
Mm.
And what's the temperature? 6, 7, 8 degrees around
5
there?
to 10, yeah.
5 to 10, yeah. Do you notice much of a difference on your performance, recovery, mood?
Absolutely. I wouldn't be able to perform if I didn't use the ice bath. I call it the Lazarus pit because I feel absolutely destroyed, and it literally reanimates me.
Rejuvenates you.
It reanimates me.
Yeah.
And I can actually do stuff with my body. I built up the tolerance to ice baths by going to Duke of Edinburgh, which is like a hiking thing that you do at school. And when we set up camp and there's icy lakes, then I'll just take my clothes off and jump in, and the boys will try to challenge themselves to see who can stay in the icy water the longest. And then I did it for a while and then had to pop into my tent, curl up in my sleeping bag to warm up. It's hilarious. And
Honestly, I just have fear of being a coward. I just don't want to be a pussy. So I'm like, any chance that I get to challenge myself, put myself in that bit of discomfort, similar to you sleeping on the floor, but I probably wouldn't go that far. I pursue those opportunities.
yeah,
Yeah.
I see that in you.
Do you?
Yeah.
How so?
You just eat raw meat.
Yeah, that's not even uncomfortable, to be honest. I honestly just prefer the meat,
Mm.
Raw. But yeah, I am doing carnivore, and that's pretty
Uncomfortable.
tedious. Yeah.
Yep.
I dream about carbs regularly. All I really drink is sparkling water. Coffee tastes very bitter. Can't put any sweetener in it. And it sucks, but I love it because of that.
Yeah, yeah.
I just feel better than everyone because I know I'm not succumbing to my feelings. I feel like opening the pantry and just getting down on some bread, some biscuits, some Nutella.
You haven't had cots in a
But
while.
yeah, some dried apricots.
Such a random snack.
It is. But then when I tell myself no and I just move on with my day, I just feel like I'm building up all these small wins, and it just slowly builds up, and
I'm
it
bad
just
at
helps with everything else.
that. I give in to food cravings very easily. I'm just black hole. I just want to put everything in my mouth.
Right.
Yeah, righto. We are kind of have a bit of an advantage though because we're obsessed with training, so we never have to worry about gaining weight per se. But I still think overindulgence is still generally a bad thing that we don't want to get into the habit of because it can bleed into your other habits. So,
Do you know what's weird? It didn't even cross my mind to think that training was a form of discomfort until I had to think about it because it's just so habitual now. My discipline is just kicked in so hard that training is just a form of you're just going through the motions.
well, it's different for us compared to, I'd say, the everyday person because we have a strong purpose behind it and we don't really require a lot of, we're almost always motivated to train.
Like autopilot.
Yeah, occasionally we might not feel like it, and that's where discipline comes into play. But most of the time, because our why is just so strong, we don't have to convince ourselves to go and train. We'll just train anyway. Why do you think that's the case?
Because it's just been ingrained So I've been training for 5 years, and there's not a single day that goes by where I don't think about training.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's all I think about. Sometimes it gets me through the day.
I felt like a pussy yesterday because I didn't have time to train.
Yeah.
I was just editing the podcast. It took way longer than usual, and I didn't get to have a session in. Then I had Macca's because I succumbed to Fanta, and I just felt shit. But I went pretty hard today. Shouldn't have knocked off too much progress because I actually got a rest day in, but it's just in my head if I want to do something and then I don't achieve it, I feel shit. And
Guilt.
Yeah, I feel guilt. And my discipline kicks in most of the time. When that gets thrown out of whack, then I feel really, really bad.
You
Yeah.
the same, Blake?
No.
Tell us more.
Tell us more.
Tell us more.
I think training, well, anything that becomes habitual becomes subconscious. So now that I've trained for, I don't even know, probably 3 years very consistently, maybe 2. Once it becomes subconscious, which is what a habit is, it's subconscious. You don't have to think about it constantly to sort of be reminded of it. It's heavily associated with like your environment, things like that. So being here is exactly the same thing. If we don't train for one day, it's noticeable because in the back of our minds, training is what we do every single day. Do you know what I mean? So it's part of that subconscious where it's like brushing your teeth, having dinner, that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. It's just the thing that you do. It's not associated with feelings. It's not associated with how energetic you are, how motivated you are on a particular day. It's just part of what you do every single day.
It's just automated.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. That's fair enough.
So and in a sense, that's what discipline is. But I think it's even deeper than that in the sense that you don't have to actually force yourself to be disciplined. It just happens once it becomes a habit like that, and you sort of become an architect of your environment to a sense. You become an architect of your life. Like you build your own habits, your productive habits, which is what we've done. We moved here. That was a decision that we made, and now we're profiting off it by training every single day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
to be honest, I just train so I don't have to kill myself.
Yeah.
Righto.
Not literally, but you know what I mean. If I don't train, I'm just in a bad mood. I feel like I need to train. It's stress relief for me.
I stake everything on training.
Yeah.
If I couldn't train, I'd literally kill myself.
Okay, you're literal. I'm metaphorical. Yeah, right. Yeah.
I don't have anything to fall back on. Training is consume my life. If I can't train, I die. Straight up.
Yeah.
It's what you need to succeed. Do or die.
Does your almost motivation for training come from a feeling of a lack or a feeling of inadequacy, would you say? At all?
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah,
can't let myself
because-
be mogged. So many new guys coming in, young blood, trying to get into the scene and become better. I promised myself when I first started that I'll never quit. I never want to be walking down the street, maybe a hot chicken one side, and then we see a kid that's just doing calisthenics, and I look at the kid and I say to myself, damn, that would have been me if I kept going. That's the worst feeling. And I've
Yeah.
actually covered that on an Instagram post. If you scroll down far enough and you see me doing a talking head, that's my greatest fear.
Yeah.
Seeing the shadow of my former self in front of me, someone that represents my potential.
Absolutely. For me, when I progress, I like that feeling, but it is very fleeting. So it almost goes away immediately. And then I think, okay, but I still have so much longer to go. All right, now I'm shit again. Now I need that next bit of progress. And it's like a drug. You get that progress, you get that feeling, and then it immediately goes away. And then when it goes away, then I feel even stronger drive to keep pursuing and get better and stronger.
Motivation's a drug. Good thing I've got a lot of it.
You reckon?
Yeah. I've got a lot of it because I make motivation by filming myself, and then maybe I just put my head down and work a little bit. Then I watch myself back, and it's like, damn, I was that far behind. Now I'm at this level. And as long as I keep posting and posting and posting and recording my progress and looking back, I get to take this drug every single day of my life. Like, I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is scroll through my Instagram like a narcissistic person and
Good
just
save.
admire myself. Sorry, Shree.
It's good. It's good to be your biggest fan.
I am my biggest fan.
I think that's important. I'm my biggest fan. I'm my biggest critique as well.
Would you say you're narcissistic to a fault?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think it's important to be somewhat narcissistic to a degree.
But then lift others in the process.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you don't have some sort of at least slight narcissism, you're almost cheating yourself, because if you don't have that much belief in yourself, you're going to underperform. You want to have ultimate belief in yourself. You want to treat yourself like you're that guy, and
Yeah.
you're going to perform better. You're going to hold yourself more accountable.
I'm narcissistic for their before. I'm narcissistic for can't speak, hey.
Spit it out.
You're right.
I'm narcissistic for their entertainment. There we go.
Nice.
Said it.
Got there
Good
in the end.
effort. Yeah. I'm narcissistic for my own entertainment. What about you, Blake? You narcissistic at all? Any?
No, I don't think it's really narcissism. I think if you internalize it, it's kind of different. Like you can use self-belief internally. It's not really narcissism. Like if you, I guess, take the external perspective from yourself and then look inward on yourself. Like, so if I was to put myself in your shoes and then look at me and then tell myself, like, damn, you're the shit. You know what I mean? Then it's not really narcissism, I don't think. Narcissism would be like the ego of you just pumping yourself up to externalize, if that makes sense.
So you're saying you have to externalize it for it to be considered narcissism?
I don't think you have to externalize it, but it's like instead of taking that inward perspective.
Well, tell me if this is narcissism. You look around, say you're going for a stroll, could be in a park or in a shopping mall or anywhere. Or maybe you're just going for a stroll by the beach. You see a person over there, you see a child over there, you see a dad over there, and you think, why do I feel like I'm better than all these people?
That's narcissism.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is exactly what I'm not talking about.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Maybe what I mean is it's
No, I
narcissism's
know you don't feel that way, but I'm saying this is what goes through my head. But keep in mind that is also very fleeting, because 10 seconds later I'll feel complete and utter inadequacy, that I'm not enough and that I have to work harder, and I feel an immense sense of guilt and pressure on my shoulder. And then I feel like I have to go start training immediately.
Why are you looking at me?
Sounds like
That's what motivates. I'm just talking about what motivates me in my life and training.
sounds like chaos.
I like chaos, yeah.
Fair enough.
Seems
Okay.
like you're a little bit more, what's the right word? A little bit more relaxed, a little
tune
bit
with
more.
my mind.
Oh no, I'm in tune with my mind. It just goes all over the place.
Contradictory, or
I wouldn't say necessarily. If you know this chaos, I mean, I like chaos. I like uncertainty.
there's a difference
Pressure.
between uncertainty and changing from narcissistic to completely inadequate in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, uncertainty, chaos, same thing.
Could be.
I'm just only narcissistic. That's how in tune I am.
Fair enough.
I feel that I'm better than everyone, and then when I find that I still have so many goals that I need to accomplish that I have yet to accomplish, that's when the inadequacy sets in. But
why does
I'm
it have to be-
appreciative of it, though.
Why does it have to be better than everyone? Why can't it just be internalized?
Well, I mean, I don't go up to them and say, "Hey, I'm better than you." If
No,
that's what you're
but
saying.
you're still
It's
you're
still,
still using the external. You're still externalizing it in terms of comparing yourself to other people. Like that's what I mean by that's why I say I'm not narcissistic, because I want to be the best version of myself, irrespective of other people.
I want to be a beacon.
Like
I mog and I do these exercises so that people will wake up to the realities. I go out
Just-
there, I do an exercise. I don't do it for me. I've done so many handstand push-ups in my life. Why would I do it for myself? I'm there just to elicit reactions, just to wake people up to their inadequacies.
I want to do it for myself, and then once I've accomplished what I need to accomplish, then I absolutely want to assist others and help other people on their mission. But you first need to fulfill your own destiny before you can help others fulfill theirs. Truly.
Deep.
Silence is good. I love silence.
It means we're thinking.
So why do you think for us, we don't really need the discipline, and we don't really have to rely on motivation as well to train, whereas the everyday person would struggle to say stick to a gym routine, or they got to force themselves, or it's really difficult for them. What's different about us compared to other people, do you think?
Discipline is required to build a habit. It's not as necessary to maintain a habit. So if you're stuck in the habit of being lazy, not training, sleeping in, eating garbage all the time, you need probably some motivation to start with to actually make that initial change, and then you need a shit ton of discipline to actually maintain that change the first couple of times. So like if you're not going to the gym and you make the decision one day, oh yeah, I'm going to sign up to a gym and go, that's probably motivation. You probably wake up motivated one day and you're like, yeah, I'll go to the gym. The next day, you might still have a little bit of motivation, maybe last a couple of days, but then you need discipline. After months, years of doing the same thing over and over again, you don't even need discipline. It's just what you do, which is exactly what I said about what we do here. Every single day we wake up and we just do it. It's habit. We don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
So that's my answer.
I think also because we have a strong purpose. Purpose is important. Why are you doing it?
Mm.
Why are you training? Why are you training, Isaac?
Why am I training? Just want to mog them all. It's as simple as that.
Just want to be the best version of yourself and inspire people around you.
Yeah, I can only inspire people by being the best version of myself.
Yeah, I agree.
But in terms of motivation, discipline, I used accountability as the main tool for me staying disciplined and motivated. So as soon as I started to work out, I'd go to the public park and people would just see me there and I would train, or else I just look like some random kid, some lunatic that was just walking around at a kid's park doing nothing, just being a creep. So I had to do some pull-ups, I had to do some push-ups, just to let the baseball people that were at the park know that I'm just, getting shit done. And as soon as I got abs and stuff and could do some clapping push-ups, then I'd flex to people in the school, even though I was inadequate. I would show off, and so they'll say, "Oh wow, Isaac! Oh, look at that six pack! Look at those abs! Look at this post you put on Instagram. You still training calisthenics?" I'm like, "Yep." And basically, I put myself out there, so if I turn back, then I'll be met with internal shame. So there is
Good.
no
Keeps
way
you
to go
accountable.
back. Exactly.
Accountability.
Yep.
What
Just like-
other
yeah.
what other ways are there to be disciplined or find motivation?
I think discipline is a lifestyle. It's not just something you can switch on and off. If you want to be
there's ways you can there's factors that you can employ or utilize to give yourself a better chance of staying disciplined.
Yeah, and I was going to mention, if you stay disciplined in all areas of your life, apply it to all areas rather than just one, then you'll be far more likely to stay disciplined in that one area that
It's
you
definitely
need to be.
transferable. Yeah. It's the same. That's ties in with accountability though, I think, as well. Like if you hold yourself accountable, say with your diet, then chances are you'll hold yourself accountable with your training. Chances are you'll hold yourself accountable with what time you get up in the morning, because you know that you can rely on yourself to get one thing done, then you can rely on yourself to get other things done as well.
Yeah.
But I think environment is the most important factor in motivation and discipline.
Well, for me, speaking anecdotally, I never really stuck to a diet, but I always stick to training. But training was the only thing. But I was also really shit at school, so I could never keep a study schedule, and I was always just not doing stuff, being lazy, but just keep training. I'll be really diligent in training, but I can't stick to a diet or anything like that. And
Were you trying to? Or you just didn't care?
the only thing that mattered in my life was training.
Yeah, so it's different because you didn't really care about anything else except training, right?
Well, you didn't need a
If you-
diet per se because you were skinny. You wanted to put on weight. So
That's what I mean. If you
That's
you were
another
tr-
story.
if
I
you
was when I was first training, I was doing ab routines and trying to get shredded when I was way underweight.
yeah.
That's just a misguided principle that I followed. Just
I think
thought you had to
everyone
yeah,
gets
it was just
early
dumb.
stages of training. You think, oh, if I do ab exercises or crunches, I'll lose weight in my stomach, and it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna get abs. It's like, no, you gotta
Yeah,
drop
but
your whole body weight.
going back to environment, I didn't have any other friends that were training at the time.
Mm.
Most of my friends were just playing games, doing this, doing that, and they were fine. They were fine with me doing exercise. They were supportive of it, but it was just a very lonely journey. First 2 years, 2 to 3 years, and then eventually I shaped my environment around me. So I got the people that weren't doing exercise. I got them to be able to do those pull-ups and muscle-ups, and that became MetaBank. But in order to do that, I had to move away from my environment and then get into Jai's group with Javier and then do competitions. And then when I went back to my old environment, I terraformed it and made it into MetaBank.
and then you already see the results of what people are able to do coming out of that, like me and
Yeah.
like a ton of other people that
I'm gonna play a little bit of devil's advocate here. Because
Oh,
for me
please do so.
personally, I think for most people, environment is important, and what environment you're in to kind of mold towards the goals you're trying to achieve. Me personally, though, I've felt that I've been very internally motivated. So it doesn't matter that much the environment that I'm in. The effect that it has on my work ethic doesn't change very much because I'm very internally driven.
because you're already driven.
Yeah. So when I was in Sydney compared to when I'm here, I've pretty much been same amount of work, same training, same mindset. It's just much nicer here, and we're all kind of near each other, so that it kind of helps. But for me personally, environment is not as important as it would be for the average person, because I could be training by myself or training with a bunch of people. I'm still going to get what I need to get done.
So what would be more important then?
For me, my purpose.
So how does someone find their purpose?
That's a good question. I think it's different. There's no one answer, and everyone has a different way to find that. But I mean, it's a tough question to answer. What's your purpose, Isaac?
Mog them all.
To mog them all.
Mog them all.
Simple. What
Simple.
about you, Blake?
In all honesty, it's something I've thought about a lot, like for the last couple of years. But I think I've found more or less an answer in the last, I don't know, maybe couple of months. Probably since moving here. Maybe slightly before I started reading. I got back into reading a lot this year. And we've touched on this. I don't know if we've touched on it in this podcast, but we've definitely spoken about it. Proficiency in all realms.
Yeah.
That's and so that ties into what I've sort of been thinking about recently, which is the acquisition of knowledge and I guess the pursuit of omniscience to some degree.
So that's your purpose.
Omniscience being
Yeah.
knowledge of everything,
Yeah.
all knowing.
Yeah. To pretty much know everything. Well, that's the goal, and obviously
In the
it's
literal
it's
sense, it's
impossible. It's
impossible.
impossible to achieve.
But-
Like you can't know everything. But if you set that as the goal, then
You can fall short.
that's how you're going to get the closest
Yeah.
to it. Do you know what I mean? So
I would
But yeah,
say,
like it comes hand in hand on that, and proficiency in all realms, like they tie it together, right? Because experience is knowledge.
yeah.
So if I'm capable of doing as many things as possible in terms of
Yeah.
training and
I would say for me, my purpose would probably be fighting against normality. For me, when I see the average person's life of, wake up, go do a 9 to 5, come home to your girlfriend, watch some TV shows, wake up the next day, do it all over again, do that for a few years, eventually get married, buy a property, go have a family. Just the basic process that everyone goes by. I mean, if that's what you like, that's fine. Respect to you. But I just find the lives that most people live tend to be very just monotonous. I want excitement. I want uncertainty. I want chaos. I want to not know what's going to be happening the next day. That's why I love change. When I was in Sydney for ages, it got very tiresome, and then moving here, life's good again. But it could be another 6 months from now, and I'll probably be bored of this place. I'll probably want to
be my next
change
question.
again.
You're gonna wake up tomorrow and be like, "Fuck this place, I'm leaving."
Not so much the case compared to in Sydney, but if I am here for a while and things don't change quick enough, yes, I get very antsy. And
is it a case of ticking things off the list? So like, say if you said you like change, once you've done something, is it like more or less like a tick off the list? So say you've been in Sydney, now you've been to Burleigh. Once you said that you'll get sick of being here, are you then going to move somewhere else and almost tick Burleigh
in a
off the list
sense,
to some degree?
yeah, I would say in a sense, I think experience in general is good. Something that you want to achieve. Experience will trump most things. So if you can get experience in as many realms as possible, you're just going to be a much more competent individual.
Yeah, that's the reason I asked, because it's like they're kind of similar if you really think about it. Like once you tick those things off the list, you're chasing new experiences, trying to learn about different situations, different places. So it's
I don't know if I
it's
want
not
to.
exactly the same, but it's a similar concept.
I'm not sure if I should go into the specifics of scenarios of what I want in my life that's not normal, but I basically just want to be on the complete opposite spectrum of normal. I like people to look at me and think, what's wrong with this person? Like, he's so far-fetched. He's completely different. And it's not that I want them to have that view. My mind is hard to occupy, and I feel that I need to be constantly doing things that are challenging me or stressing me or causing some sort of discomfort. Otherwise, I just grow numb.
Like eating butter out of a tub.
Yeah. Yeah. Eating butter out of a tub. Yeah, I do that. That's one of my favorite snacks.
So Jordan gets sick of things very easily, and it sounds like Isaac doesn't, because you trained consistently for 6 years.
Oh, you're asking me, do I get sick of stuff?
Yeah.
Good. I don't know. People ask me, how's the Gold Coast? I'm like, yeah, it's good, but it doesn't really matter where I am, because I broke my ankle. I haven't moved a square foot away from where I sleep. I work, sleep, train all in the general vicinity. I haven't stepped foot in the beach, so it's just a house, and it's just the podcast room and the bars. Like, there's nothing much that I've been doing that has been different than Sydney. I'm just in an area where I can focus. So
Apart from living with us.
yeah, so I'm in an area where I can focus. I haven't held a conversation with someone outside of these two for the past 2 months.
And Jake.
So I've talked to Jake, who's my mate who trains at the park, and I've talked to Blake, and I've talked to John, and literally no one else. I haven't held a conversation
for a job, bro.
This guy, the king of just out of nowhere, just saying the most random out of pocket shit. It's like he's stoned, dude. Like just before in the kitchen, he just randomly goes, what if we taught monkeys how to, what did you say?
Light a fire.
Yeah, you're like,
think about it.
If we taught monkeys how to light a fire, the world would be doomed. He's like, well, what you could do is you could show them bit by bit and just give them some food, and then they could learn how to start a fire. I'm like,
I'm sure there's
I'm like, what are
already-
you talking about?
But if monkeys can start a fire,
Bro, look it up.
They
Monkey
can-
starting a fire. I'm like, I'd be almost 100% certain.
Are you
there's a
talking like
monkey that
proper-
exists that knows how to start a fire?
yeah.
Are you
but-
talking
but
like
if you-
proper spin the stick type?
Yeah.
fire,
So,
or- Yeah,
and
you
then-
know,
no, but like,
spin the stick.
but I said
Yeah.
specifically,
spin the stick method.
I don't know what it's
I
called.
said
but-
specifically in the wild, because if you just taught a lab monkey how to start a fire, then it's just isolated experience. If you taught it to a tribe of monkeys, then they're gonna start cooking food. They're gonna realize, hey, if I put this little fella on this hot thing, it tastes better, and then you're gonna start the Bronze Age.
Yeah, but monkeys don't eat meat, do they?
They
They're
might,
herbivores, aren't they?
Yeah, they're herbivores.
yeah, they could
They
eat. They could.
What happened to this conversation?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. You started talking about some out of pocket shit. I don't know. But look it up, bro. Monkeys starting a fire, guarantee you. Bro,
in a
monkeys
in a
monkeys
tribe, in like a monkey tribe in the
monkeys
wild.
in Asia and shit know how to like
In the wild,
steal food from people's bags.
yes.
Like
So-
I'm
Just
sure
quick question I want to ask you guys: would you guys consider yourself
a monkey.
omnivorous?
I thought you were gonna ask me if I was a monkey.
Are you guys omnivores? I'm just curious.
yeah,
Oh, you are.
yeah.
What do you
Oh,
mean?
Do you guys eat
Does that
You
feel?
just,
Does that make you feel
vegetables
good?
and meat, or
you're
like?
just trying to narcissize us.
Does that make you feel good?
No, not at all. Does what make me feel good?
Look at the smile on his face.
Knowing that I eat,
and
I
he
eat vegetables.
denies it.
You eat vegetables and
Yeah, I eat-
plant matter.
yeah,
Oh, okay. What about you, Blake?
Look at you, the Grin Reaper.
I don't mind a bit of
Grinning.
chlorophyll.
Bit of chlorophyll.
Grinning while
Fair
you
enough.
ask me if I eat plants.
I'm a carnivore.
You're righto.
You're a buttervore.
I do miss carbs. Well, I've been contemplating when this diet's over, because there's a lot of characteristics I've noticed which have been really good. But then you do get the odd frustration here and there of just missing carbohydrates. But I'm thinking, do I want to continue this once I'm done? Do I want to maybe have a monthly routine where perhaps I go a week without any carbs? Like, what should I do? Should I go keto? I don't know, but I really enjoy the test of discipline that it provides.
And you love the change.
Yeah. Could you imagine I went vegan next?
Oh.
You could never.
If
You
went
could
vegan-
never.
Oh,
You could
what would
never.
even happen? You just feel like really good.
Sorry?
If you went vegan.
Chances are not. I don't know if there's any vegans out there. Let us know what it's like.
You just feel very,
I'm
very
interested, but I'm not
catabolic.
gonna try it.
You'd need to have a buttload of legumes and beans. You'll be eating cans and
Yeah.
cans of them non-stop.
It's not the ideal diet for Blake. He eats far too slow.
Yeah.
I don't think there is an ideal diet for me, bro. I am.
Food
I
just
am an-
you hate food and food hates you, man.
Do you know when you
runs
have
away
like
from me in the kitchen.
a remote and you point it at the TV and you can either stop, start, rewind, play a little bit faster, play
Yeah.
a little bit
Where are you
slower.
going with this, bro?
It's as if someone got the remote and just made
It's paused every bite.
just made Blake go in like half speed.
It's like we're watching a YouTube video and it's 0.25
Yeah,
playback
like
speed.
Dude, he'll be G'd up to get food, get some Maccas and get home and sit there for 20 minutes with a
We-
burger, just sitting there half eaten.
yeah.
Bro, we went. Was it last night?
Last night.
And we went to Macca's last night. You can tell the story if you want.
Yeah, so I ordered a cheeseburger and a large Fanta. The cheeseburger and the Fanta was gone before I even left
What?
the car to enter the house. And then
And I got
Blake,
a Sunday.
Blake was like, I'm going to deck this Sunday. He takes one bite of it and puts it back down.
And then he popped it in the fridge, didn't
yeah.
he? You guys went at midnight, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah, I thought I was hearing
back at
sounds.
midnight.
I'm like, is someone outside?
Yeah. I was really craving a Fanta.
Yeah.
I do now.
Anywho, didn't we have some questions that some people asked? Should we run
Yeah,
through a
let's pull
couple
them
of
up.
cues?
Guys need to do better on the questions department. There needs to be more. I'm just getting
Yeah.
sus ones by Jeff.
You should have posted it earlier. Should post it
Yeah.
a day before.
We
So
we
you get
posted it like a
24
couple
hours.
hours before. We should
Actually,
probably.
I actually posted it 2 days ago, but there was only one response, so it doesn't count.
Eh?
I posted it 2 days ago.
Did you actually?
Yep.
And then you reposted it today.
Yep.
Fuck, I didn't even see it myself. Uh oh.
Well, I shared it
Look
to you.
out.
I think you shared on your story as well.
2 days ago. Nah.
Yeah.
Ain't no way, bro.
Fact check.
Fact check, bro.
All right, let's see.
So when does this podcast go up, by the way? Sunday.
Yeah, we're doing every Sunday. It'll be
So
what
we
time?
got something exciting coming up soon. While he's just fetching some questions, we're gonna have a guest on.
Yeah, we got quite a few ideas circling. Well, we had Javier. That's up.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
up yesterday.
So
Well, it
Javier,
won't be
the
yesterday
bloke
when
that's
you're watching
trying
this. It
to
was up Wednesday.
revolutionize calisthenics. All
Yeah.
respect to him. Love what he's
Yeah.
doing.
So we had Javier and we got a couple more guests lined up. So we're looking forward to recording and
Do
releasing
we,
those.
do we
at some
reveal
point.
who's
No, we.
gonna? I mean,
It'll
it'll
be
probably be
revealed
revealed
in
then
due
anyway.
time. Yeah. But,
Yeah, we've got arguably one of the best Cali athletes, or I should say, push athletes or planche athletes in the world coming on soon. So that's going to be exciting. And that's going to be off the back of ISO performance as well, again, and the whole mission they've got there.
I posted 2 days ago. Oh, you shared the reel instead of the story. No worries. I'll go into the questions.
fact checked.
All right.
That's right.
Aaron says,
It's all right. If they're sus, they're sus, bro.
That's us.
This- scroll, bro. I'm going to say
How
it
many
so
are
it
there?
surprises you. It's only like 2 more than after those 2. Thoughts on hybrid training,
Elaborate.
What's
Hybrid training?
weights and calisthenics,
Oh, so like
aesthetics,
gym with calisthenics.
aesthetics, and
I've done it.
Cali.
Before, I don't know why I said that so excitedly,
Yeah,
but
you almost made me jump out of my seat.
I started that way.
Good chat.
But it was there's no real specific reason other than I just had known I was just doing weights before, and then I started just testing out calisthenics, just testing the waters, didn't really know too much about it. And then once I noticed the progress, I just slowly transitioned all the
So-
way.
So
But-
you haven't actually trained both intensely at the same time. Like,
No, I've
You said you were dabbling in calisthenics at the time.
well, that's how I started, but then yeah, eventually I started doing kind of
Both
like almost
intensely? Okay.
alternating sessions.
And
Okay, I'll go outside, train Cali. Well, I noticed once I started training calisthenics, my weights drastically improved.
oh yeah, you mentioned that in the last.
Well, also because, I mean, I'd been doing weights for a while, and it can be hard to progressive overload. It can be. There's gonna be moments
with
where,
weights.
yeah, there's gonna be moments where you're just really not making a lot of progress, and it can get quite monotonous.
Mhm.
But I feel that with calisthenics, your body as a whole just experiences, in general, a lot more intensity, and everything has to work as one. So in weights, you have a lot of it is isolated towards certain muscle groups. So you can have a lot of deficiencies and still lift fairly heavy weight with calisthenics. Everything kind of has to work as one. Otherwise, you'll very quickly find that you're going to get injured, or you're just not going to be able to do a move, or you're not going to have the mobility. So pretty much all departments have to be executed on.
I'd call it
par.
comprehensive strength. You get
Yeah.
comprehensive strength, whereas when you train the gym, you just do like one machine. You're not getting comprehensive strength. You're like isolating muscle groups. So you've done both now. You've done both now, then, because now you don't do hybrid training anymore.
I don't do
what-
weights anymore.
What differences do you notice between doing both and then?
Well, focusing purely on where your goals are, and that's being able to do cool shit and getting stronger. Pretty much purely getting stronger. That's why I decided to just go all in to calisthenics.
Yeah,
But I've noticed since I've done that, I'm way stronger for it. My physique is better as well because my body leaned out a little bit as I kind of relaxed a bit off the bulking. My body dysmorphia was cured. For me personally, calisthenics just worked better.
Yeah.
You can absolutely do both.
Have you done both, Isaac?
Yeah, I've done everything, bro.
You did hybrid training at one point?
I've done everything under the sun.
Yeah, righto.
Except CrossFit.
We'll never do CrossFit.
Done Pilates, yoga, gymnastics, hybrid training, weighted calisthenics, freestyle calisthenics, planche, front lever, one-arm pull-ups. I've done everything.
And what are your thoughts on
proficiency
that
in
type
all.
of training then?
Yeah,
Hybrid
Is it
training
Is it beneficial? Is there a point to it?
is good.
What's
It's
the
a big
idea?
part of my journey. So I did a phase where I just did bodybuilding only. Like 4 months of bodybuilding where I focused only on aesthetics. Did machines, did dumbbells. Sounds surprising, right? But yeah, I've done that. My old followers will know. And then I did a phase where I did weighted calisthenics combined with like incline barbell bench press, and then squats. And then I've been pretty proficient in squats. Like I hit 140 kgs 2 years ago when I was really light.
Yeah.
Um,
Believe it or not, when we actually try train legs, we can lift heavy weight with
yeah,
legs.
because you have a strong kinetic chain.
Speak for yourself. Mine will snap,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. Then I did dynamics while I was doing weighted calisthenics, and another phase of weighted calisthenics a bit earlier back. I did weighted calisthenics and then gym exercises like tricep push downs and then bicep curls. But the most effective phase I found was dynamics plus weighted calisthenics. That's when I saw lots of progress in my dynamics, because you can be heavy and still do dynamics. It doesn't affect too much. And when you do weighted calisthenics, you don't want to train skills at the same time because it's really inefficient. But it is good to do dynamics. So if you guys ever want to get massive and progressively overload, get strong joints, strong muscles, not get injured with planche, be able to train planche every single day without suffering an injury in your rotator cuff, do weighted dips, and then combine it with dynamics. And it's a really good combination. That's what I like about hybrid training.
Yeah, I think it can have a purpose. For me personally, with my goals, I just wanted to get as good as I can at Cali. So it didn't make that much sense to continue weight training. But there's a lot of exercise you can do with weights that can help improve and supplement or just assist with your overall training progress in terms of avoiding injury and whatnot.
Yeah. Another thing that is different, I wouldn't really say it's hybrid training because you're training for one thing, but you're using weights, is just using weights to do front lever or planche exercises. Like there's a special exercise I do. Probably won't bother describing on the podcast. Just keep you guys on edge and get you guys curious about what
Damn,
it
people are gonna be
actually
so
is.
curious what that
Yeah,
exercise
but it
is,
involves
bro.
involves
They're gonna
front
lose sleep,
involves
bro.
front lever pull-ups in a lat pull-down machine. And you guys probably don't know what it is, but
Lean all the way back and then,
yeah, like that, and then you just do
it's like a
no
bros.
false grip pull-up to touches on that pull-down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bring it to waist.
Yeah, really good because you can progressively overload and you can use no false grip, which is your weakest position on body weight and banded skills, and then also pull up to touch and hold that shit.
Any other
And
questions?
then Zanetti's, which is just planche
Zanetti's.
exercises.
Yeah, Zanetti's straight arm.
How do you deal with sickness
That's it.
and injury affecting your progress?
Train anyway.
Yeah. Get injured.
At least that's how I handle it. I find I'm not very sick. I'm pretty fortunate on that front. I rarely ever get sick. But any times that I have been sick, I've just trained anyways and just done real light exercises. And I always found that I would feel better for it anyway. In terms of injury, obviously that's another scenario. Thankfully, I haven't had any serious upper body injuries. Torn a meniscus before, but that didn't really bother me because I could still train static calisthenics, so that's fine. But I've definitely had shoulder niggles, wrist problems over the years. And I just went to my physio. He taught me how to address it, implemented exactly what he told me, and just trusted the process, and it always got better. And now I can just monitor and basically treat myself. If I get an injury or any soreness or tightness anyway, usually I can figure out why it's happening. On those, I'll just hit up my physio and he'll give me some insight, and then usually it'll clear it up from there. Be days.
Whenever you get an injury, it's always good to see a physio, but I've never seen a physio for the 5 years I've been training. And you're meant to rest, but I always exercise when I'm injured, but just different stuff. When I injured my wrists and I couldn't do the skills I was usually doing, which was planche and handstand push-ups, and I'll do like ring dips because you can move the ring, and then ring pull-ups and just do basics. And if that was too much, then I'll just do squats and like leg exercises to pump my testosterone and still be anabolic.
Nice.
And in sickness, when you're sick, just don't
be sick.
just don't.
Bro, rest is a scam.
Yeah,
I think
it's a scam.
active recovery is what I follow. If I am sick or if I'm injured in some way, I'll just do something that challenges you. It doesn't have to be difficult, but do something. I think that's far more effective than just simply lying down and doing nothing and using it as a reason to just kick back, watch TV, or do nothing, you know. I think there's far more effective ways to get around your injuries than do nothing. I think active recovery is very important.
Yeah, if you can't do statics, do dynamics.
I usually sleep a lot if I get injured or sick.
Yeah.
Sleep, and it depends on the sickness, but usually colds and flus sort of sicknesses, cardio, especially running, really, really helpful for recovery and super, I guess, under the radar. Not a lot of people talk about the importance of engaging your muscles and your cardiovascular system when you're sick. Obviously, not to an extreme point because you're sick, but the eradication of viruses in your body is through the lymphatic system, which is why you get congestion when
It's
you're sick.
basically the circulatory system of our immune system, the lymphatic system.
Well,
just
it's
to
not the
kind of-
circulatory system; it's the lymphatic system, and
Yeah, no, that's
it's
what I
like
said.
it's
The
like
circulatory.
mucus. So if you have like a blocked nose, that's the lymphatic system, and it functions solely. So you have your heart, which pumps your blood around your body, but you don't have a pump for your lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system operates solely on muscular contraction. So if you use your muscles, you will speed up the process of your lymphatic system. So you don't want to be doing, well, depending on how sick you are, you probably don't want to be doing super intense exercise, but some exercise is better than none, which coincides with what you said about active recovery. I guess in the sense of being sick or recovering from sickness, which is why I run like if I get sick bad enough, I just run like 4Ks. Not super fast, but just get the muscles
It makes
moving.
sense because anytime I'm feel a bit under the weather and I do some exercise, immediately feel way better.
Yep.
I hit the steam room.
Yeah.
Hit the steam room just to flush everything out, excrete it through my sweat.
What
and
else we got?
Close my eyes, think about training.
What was that question though? Can you read it again?
How do you deal with sickness, injury affecting your progress?
We spoke about physical applications, but I wanted to mention there's not only physical applications to dealing with injury and sickness. There's also mental applications.
I love being injured. It's discomfort. I don't
Couldn't
exclude.
agree more.
I don't exclude. If it's the injury, I love it because I can't train as much, and so I put my attention towards other things in life, such as thinking about content, podcast. And whenever you see me pump more content on Instagram, it's mainly because I can't train. Because if I was able to train, then I won't be pumping content on Instagram.
Yeah, I love injury. I think it's a chance to grow.
Yeah.
I hate it and love it. You know, I know that once I am injured, it's done. There's no going back. It's happened. So there's no point dwelling on it. Use it as a chance to grow and progress.
It was every single time that you get injured, you come back stronger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Depends on how you view the situation. It's always important in adverse situations to approach it with a positive mindset. If you do that, then you're always going to come out the other side better than you were initially. But if you don't, then you will come out worse. So you don't let the injury or sickness define you. You use it like Isaac said, use it as an opportunity to shift your focus or, you know, improve in somewhere else that you may have neglected while you were able to do things that you're currently not, being injured or sick.
And that ties back into your purpose. If you don't have a strong purpose, you're going to let that injury crush you.
Welcome injury, welcome sickness, let it come. It's going to come anyways. Might as well open the door and just tank it.
Yeah.
Just fucking eat it.
Yeah, my dad used to encourage this mindset, which I think is like really important in terms of not trying to change or determine the things that happen to you, but rather take on the things that happen to you and approach them in the best way possible, or learn to approach anything that comes at you with a positive mindset. So, like, he used to talk to me about studying because I used to hate studying. I would never study. I wasn't stupid, but definitely should have studied more when I was at school. And if you just hate studying from the second anyone mentions studying, you just screw your face up. You're never going to do it. But if you train yourself to enjoy studying and teach yourself that it's actually a productive thing to do, then you can actually study. The same
It's
approach.
also the environment around studying as well. If you're studying because a teacher's telling you to study, you're going to hate it. If you're studying because you want to better yourself, or say you've got an injury and you want to figure out a way around it, you're studying to learn more and progress, then it's going to be far easier to study.
I think that's true to some degree, but I also think that your internal dialogue should overpower any external dialogue. So if a teacher's telling you to study and you hate it because someone else is telling you to study, well, your internal dialogue should be telling you that studying is productive and you should be working on that rather than focusing on what other people are telling you. And if you hate studying because someone else is forcing you to study or telling you to study, even though studying is what you should be doing, assuming that's what you should be doing, then you should be focusing internally on how you're approaching the situation rather than worrying about what other
What if
people
you're
say.
studying studies of religion?
Well, that's what that's
I'm not
why I said
studying.
assuming studying is what you should be doing. So if it's your 11th unit and you only need 10 units, then
Yeah.
don't study.
Oh, that's a compulsory unit.
Yeah, we had to do studies of religion.
Mm.
Christian,
I mean,
Catholic.
Alex
private
asked that question.
What
probably-
did he ask?
He asked that question. He was probably wondering about my ankle as well.
The same question
Yeah.
Aaron asked.
I mean, no. Alex asked the question about the training and the sickness and injury.
Oh, yeah, right.
But for my ankle,
Bro,
You got your arm still, so
yeah, I got
should
my
be
arm.
loved it.
Why do I care? Why would I care about my ankle?
Literally,
You've never seen someone so careless after suffering such a immense
I've
injury.
never seen someone enjoy a bone in their body being snapped as much
Being-
as you
It
do.
was inverted. It was like completely the opposite side. The first thing that I tried to do, and you may see in the video, I tried to attempt it, was try to snap it back into place almost immediately and carry on. But then I couldn't get it in there, so I kind of just sat. I was like, fuck, this is annoying.
Any other questions?
No.
Nice.
Saw some sus ones.
Yeah, I got a sus one, but it's not really productive to this.
We love Jeff, but
Podcast.
we need some less sus questions.
Give some more questions.
Give us some juice.
Yeah. Well, it's been I think an hour podcast.
Oh,
Yeah,
solid.
it's been a good one.
It's good effort.
Juicy
Went
one.
by quick.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Bit more juice in this one. Hopefully
do.
you took something positive out of it.
Oh, I think we provided lots of value today.
That was what I really wanted to do this episode, because I knew we were going to be talking about some deeper stuff. So
Yeah. And I'm glad we got it out of the way, so now I can focus on this next one.
next one's
Ooh.
going to be exciting.
to be
I just
continued.
gave him a couple of hints, and
Yeah.
we have a big athlete coming on.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun
Things aren't going to be the same anymore.
in a good way.
Yeah.
We love change. I love change. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Got to get back to work. Rate the podcast if you liked it, and share it.
Or
to
if
your
you
fam-
did, or if you didn't like it,
Yeah,
too.
also rate it. And it really pushes us out, because if you type calisthenics on the podcast and show section of Spotify, you basically see us on there, but we want the top spot, basically. And if you guys are getting value out of it, share it to friends that may need to listen to this message. Covered motivation, discipline. If you know a mate out there that is a little bit unmotivated and lacks discipline, please share this podcast to them.
If you want to know more about some of this stuff, I can definitely recommend some books as well. So reach out if